Today we're rating AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards. Will they Zyber? Will it Danger? Will any be doable today? Let's go take a look at the Lightning Rate. This is a blue 2 generic Saga, and Chapter 1, return target legendary creature to its owner's hands. Coming after them commanders, I hear. Chapter 2, draw 2 cards. And also Chapter 3, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. This is perfectly doable. This actually looks great. In fact, it's incredibly balanced. You can't even bounce a non-legendary creature, so the first thing you bounce will be a legend, and then you get to draw 2 cards, and you get a body at the end of it. I love this card. It's super doable, just as Steve Cooper says. And Lyrical Star, thank you so much. It's actually a banger. Definitely commander playable. Moving on, we've got Famine. Now, Famine is a red-black double X snow sorcery. What does that mean when it's a snow? You have to pay the X in snow mana. Destroy X target artifacts and or creatures. Now, creatures you control gain vigilance and trample until end of turn. Return up to X creature cards with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. I think this is actually quite fair. It's like a weird ultimatum. So for 4 mana, so we like blow up one thing. Then our stuff has vigilance and trample for a turn. I guess you get vigilance and trample for just red and a black, because you don't have to pay the X, right? I think you can just pay to, maybe you can't. I don't know, you have to target something. Am I allowed to target 0? These are life's questions I don't know. How is it snow if it has no snow mana in the CMC? I don't know. It's turning from winter to spring. Return up to X creature cards with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Dylan, if I pay X once, do I blow up a creature and get a card back from my graveyard? Or do I have to pay it twice? One goes after your creature, one like brings back one of my creatures. I don't get it. It feels fair. I don't even feel I know how this works. Black-red vigilance and trample feels more green-white than black-red. Have you ever seen the AI follow the color pie? I don't even think they know what the color pie is. I don't think the AI even heard of the color pie. They haven't read the novels. They don't know what's going on in this game. Kills one, reanimates one. Not reanimate. Remember, it just gets bounced right back to your hand. All right, bounce back. That spell looks kind of overpowered. I don't even think we have a consensus what this card does. No target required, since the first effect doesn't need a target and is not part of the first effect. Thank you so much, Miyuki. I really appreciate it. There was that one colored pie card. Yeah, there was a colored pie card once. Every day ending in Y is the break in the color pie day. All right. I don't understand how this card works. I'm gonna pass on this. Some say it's ship it. Okay, ship it for some, shred for others. We're Wizards R&D around here. Power Ascension. This is a business person who's literally going to the moon. Blast off. It is a white 2 generic sorcery. Draw 3 cards. Pissing this spell costs 1 to return. So what do I pee on it? I get the card back. Well, wait a minute, everyone. I just gotta take a second. Zip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I needed. All right, and I get this card. This card goes back into my hand, right? The card goes back into my hand. It's a little wet. Okay, hold on. We got a lot of flavor text. We have, after nearly take nabs, so demons at her power, open new looking ground. What? We have a second flavor. I think that we have 2 flavor text on one card. We got a 2-in-1 deal over here today. Wetter, a fright, whack tactics, even the gruel had weird to look to that kind, and now where aught inside him like a soul-filled flash. Okay, that was just chaos ensues. Complete chaos ensues. If you pee, it costs 1 to return back to hand. Judge's worst nightmare over here. Judge, my opponent accident. I got some splashback on my cards. Yeah, buy back 1 piss. Still costs what? Costs 1 to be returned. Something like that. Flavor text can be any amount of chaos, but still Zybers. The girl got scared by the P launch. Is this? Oh, this could be OP. I didn't think about that. You're blasting off with the power of your piss. The power, make the power of the piss let you draw 3 cards. Hold on, so it's 3 mana for 3 cards. It's actually, ignoring everything else, this is quite a good rate, even though it's sorcery speed. Do I have to actually pee on the card or just agree to the idea of peeing on the card? I think, hey, look, if you just agree to the idea of peeing, you could buy this back an unlimited number of times. You probably can only empty the tank maybe once or twice in a match. That's the only thing that balances this card. Anyway, this is clearly clear nonsense. Oh yeah, this is one way to piss off the play group. Quite literally. Yeah, no bathroom break for you. You have to hold it all in. You gotta save it. For the power of the ascension. The power of full ascension. You will ascend where no other Magic player has ever been before. And you'll probably got snap disqualified from the tournament. We have an island. I don't get it. I guess it's just a full art island. It's a monument. It's a monument of an island. Okay, we got Ashen Korga, the Turtling. We went from pissing to turding now, apparently. Okay, we have a 3 mana 2/2 Jizar? Maybe it's silence. Maybe it's an Izar or something. Yizar. Tap. You may put target creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Can we do that? Hold on, maybe that's not that bad. Like, aren't there other cards like Elvish? What does the Elvish Piper do? Elvish Piper is like tap, put a creature into play, isn't it? Something to that effect? We have cards like this. It's not that insane. It's got summoning sickness, for crying out loud. Frankly, Elvish Piper doesn't even see play. Okay, we have tap, sack a creature named Gore Wisp-Take. Does it exist? Are they gonna have, hold on, is there a token? No, they did not follow up by showing us Gore Whipstake. It's actually probably fine. The AI is learning about biological excretions. Yes, it is. It's learning what it is to be human. The one thing it does not do. It took that long to understand what a bathroom break was. The AI is like, the humans do that? And then they flush it away. Elvish Piper in colorless is a bad idea. Who uses Elvish Piper? Nobody. And like, come on, if Ashen's on the battlefield, everyone at the table, they know what's up. They gotta get rid of this thing. They're gonna kill it at all costs. And it's an artifact. You can blow it up with artifact destruction as far as I'm concerned. Shauna, Piper is CMC 4, I think. That's right. And it barely sees play. We gotta power it up with the 3 mana 2/2. So you guys think Elvish Piper is suddenly balanced because it's 4 mana in green and it's a 1/1? You really think this would break the game? I don't think this would break the game. I think this thing's fine. Ether Vial with synergy, probably. Ether Vial's 1 mana. This is 3 mana. What just use extraction before they get Emrakul? I don't know. What does Gore Whipstake do? It probably has some sort of like death trigger. Or like it's indestructible and can only be sacrificed by our Ashen Korga Turtling. Okay, Simon says, I use Elvish Piper. It's fair, isn't it? Okay, we need to ship this. How else am I going to get rid of my Gore Whipstake? You know what? You're completely right. You're right, Lorezio. Okay, I'm passing this card. I think this is fine. If you think Elvish Piper is broken, like at first I was like, oh, put a creature card on the battlefield. It has summoning sickness. Look, they built summoning sickness into the game for a reason around here. I'm passing. I'm giving a pass on Ashen, which means we're printing it. Okay, Time of Ruthless. It's a land. Tap, add a colorless for each land card in all graveyards. That's insane. Now, that is not going to be totally broken early on in the game, but it doesn't take much to actually break this. Not to mention, you could go like Armageddon, blow up everybody's lands, and then you like Time of Ruthless, and everyone's like, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Will Anderson likes this card. No, to be fair, you can't make good use of this on like turns 1 or 2. Or maybe you can, I don't know. How many people are fetching on the earlier turns of the game? Rich is like, I need this card. One unknown thinks it's broken. Some people think it's broken, some people think it's Zybers. Look, Will Anderson loves this card. Would be balanced with basic. What, you mean, oh, you mean it only adds mana for basic lands? True story. Then it won't, like, count the fetch lands or anything like that. But then it might be, like, close to useless. Then you would have to go out of your way to blow up all the lands in order to make this thing. Oh, yeah, Mill. Can Mill make good use of this, though? Does Mill have any, like, Mill X cards from your library? All right, I've milled, like, 24 lands into your graveyard. Boom! Mill, like, triple X of this spell. Richard says, please explain to me, is that is colorless or Eldrazi only? No, it adds colorless, so it's like Soul Ring. Soul Ring adds colorless as well. Life from the Loam, yeah, you could enable it like that. Guys, Cradle for the Grave, exactly. So here's the deal. Don't play your fetch lands. All right, stop playing fetch lands. Stop playing lands that sacrifice for some ability. I think this card is very strong, but I like it. Look, if there can be Gaia's Cradle, there can be time for If there's time for Gaia's Cradle, there's time to be ruthless with the Time of Ruthless. I like this. Is this that much worse than simple ramp? It's terrible ramp. Like, turns 1 and 2 is probably crap. It's just absolutely, you can't make good use of it until like turns 3 or 4. Tell Jail Luzine. I thought this was Jace for a second. Maybe it still is. Is this like Tell Jail Luzine? Is this person in jail? Is this a card of themselves right now? Is this like one of those mirror things? Okay, we have a blue instant. Draw a card. If it's your turn, you win the game. 1 mana, immediately win the game. Now, it has to resolve. I mean, that's the catch. There's so many cards we've seen on this show that you don't even have an ability, you don't even have a chance to interact with anything over here. It's completely broken as hell. It's fair. What was this comment? It was fair. Blue doesn't cast spells on their turn. Yeah, exactly. Oh, end of turn. Tell Jail Luzine. Oh, you can't interact with that? Well, I'm sorry. Well, that's the game, folks. We're going to just pack it up and play a new one. Like I said, in AI-generated world, probably you need to win the game 3 times in order for you to actually win the match. People win the game so often in this territory. Everything literally wins the game. Misdirection. Oh! Misdirection's a blue card where you can redirect one. No, but you can't redirect this one. It just says you win the game. It doesn't say target player win the game. Nah, that don't work. That don't work at all. And you don't win if you cast it during another player's turn. Really? Oh yeah, you have to do it on your turn. So effectively, it's like a sorcery speed spell. Oh yeah, they balance that out perfectly. Someone had R&D, but you have to play it on your turn. Don't you see how balanced that is? Because like you can use Force of Negation to counter it. I know. Oh, Commandeer I think might work. You're right, Drago Smash. I think Commandeer might work. You Commandeer the Tell Jail Luzine. Instead of 20 life, you should start with 20 game losses before before you lose for real. In this world, yes. We're scrapping this one. That's too strong. We got a plains. Look at that. Everyone take a look at the plains. Okay, we got Skyping. Skyping Shriek Header. It's a red 3 generic 10/11. It's an avatar with trample, exalted, and first strike. So it can buff it if it attacks alone. It can buff itself to an 11/11/12. Sorry, an 11/12. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy target land you control. If you do, untap Skyping Shriek Header. Is this like playable? Like it is 6 mana. Like what are you gonna really do with this thing? I can copy my land permanently. So every instant I play, no sorry, instant or sorcery, it's going to double my lands. Pretty strong, maybe fair. It's probably a bit too strong. You play this, you start playing some free spells. All right, got some free lands on the battlefield. It's red, I already don't like it, says Dr. Nemo. That art, yeah, show of power. That's an avatar for you. This is Wizards of the Coast next power level. 6 mana, 10, 11. Not legendary though. Imagine this in 2006. They would have pissed themselves back then. Is this gonna be canon? Saying everything you have to. They would have pissed themselves, and they would have brought something back at the same time. Toilet deck. The funny thing to do: copy the add mana for each land in grave. Yeah, double the lands. Double the lands that give you tons of mana. Or you can't do this, guys. Credit legend rule itself. Really crazy art. Somehow underwhelming effect. This is underwhelming. This is literally a trample exalting first strike creature. It's like blocking a blight steel, except you're just gonna get hit for 10. It's completely completely insane. Copy ruthless. Yeah, the ruthless land. We could always use more ruthless lands around here. Steven says the power ascended themselves into using Skype. Oh yeah, this guy uses Skype. Anyone out there still use Skype? I used to use it a lot, and then Microsoft took it over, and then I don't use it at all. If I have to talk to someone, like, over the internet, I just use Discord. Oh. Shayna with the real ideas. Copy the strip mine. You know, I'm all for you, Shayna. I think a lot of people wouldn't be happy about that idea, though. Yeah, has exalted. Attack you. If you thought I was attacking you for 10, no, I'm attacking for 11. The Forsaken Skype. This is shippable, but shouldn't be. I don't even know if this is shippable. It's 6 mana for a lot. You cast instants and sorceries and you make more lands out. The lands don't go away at end of turn. This is not like a one-time deal. You just get to keep and copy all the lands. Copy target land you control. Well, at least it's lands you control. Dies to 4 dies to 4 bolts. That's right, even if it's got exalted. Tommy, someone out there still uses Skype. If you still use Skype, you let me know in the comments section below. Let's see who's still a diehard Skype user. I feel sorry for all the users I grew up knowing on Skype. I haven't logged into that thing in for forever. Okay, I think. Oh, you can can you copy Nykthos Legend Rule? Oh no, but you'd still get some use out of Nykthos. Actually, you'd still get use out of Gaia's Cradle. You just tap it for mana, copy it, keep the copy, and then add more mana. That would work. I have a feeling this card's too strong. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling. It doesn't have haste or anything, but I think this instant sorcery thing is nuts. Microsoft bought Skype and immediately died. Oh, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Alright, we got Disrupting Tethers is a red 3 generic artifact. Whenever an island or an aura spell would deal combat damage to you, prevent 2 of that damage. At the beginning of your end step, exile the top card of your library, then amass 4. That's crazy. So basically for 5 mana, I get a 4/4 creature. I think that's pretty damn strong. I think that's pretty good. And then players can't choose a creature type. Interesting what is this? Anti-Cavernous Souls, anti-Plague Engineer, what else does this hit? Whenever an island or an aura spell would deal damage to you, prevent 2 of that damage. How many islands can even damage you? Oh, it's an island spell. That's so weird. Anti-Kindred out there. Very anti-Kindred. The hate for the Wandering Throne. Not familiar with Wandering Throne, but I'll believe you. Metallic Mimic. That's right. Yeah, Metallic Mimic dead on arrival. The Morophon Killer. Oh yeah, oh no. Who's the Morophon person out here? Was it Tommy Siddons? I can't remember. There's a Morophon user in the crowd. Does it destroy all changelings? I don't think so, because the changelings are you just can't choose a creature type. So like when a lot of cards when it enters the battlefield, you have to choose a creature type. Changelings don't choose anything; they're just already everything. They are one and everything. You're the god guy. Well, Jess is a Morophon person. Okay, I think this is cool. I don't know if it's doable, though. Whenever an island or aura spell would deal damage to you... How does the aura spell? Okay, that part disqualifies it, unfortunately. The rest of it is quite interesting. It's basically a 5-mana, amass 4 creature. Exile the top card. Oh no, it makes a 4-power creature. It's like Coma. No, hold on. No, it's just beginning of your end step, not every end step. Everyone has Morophon and Slivers, I'm assuming. It's like an instant jam. All right. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. We have Kudzu, Froil Rider. Now this is a... Center a little bit. Okay, we have a white 7X. You have 10. When you get to 10 mana and you have X to spare, you have a lot of mana. All right, we have a 5/5 Vivian. Vigilance Lifelink. When Kudzu, Froil Rider, dies, create 5/1/1 white human creature tokens. They have tap. Discard a card. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. What, each one? That is so weird. That is so weird. So like, it dies, you get a bunch of creatures that can tap and put creatures from the hand onto the battlefield. But I mean, like, at that point, like, what is even the point? When Kudzu Froil Rider enters the battlefield, may tap or untap target creature you control. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That is so... Yeah, the X is actually irrelevant. That 10 mana, though, I can't say that that's broken. Yeah, token show and tell for all. Yeah, another unused X. Classic AI-generated flavor. That's how you know it was made by AI. It's got an X that is absolutely useless. X not solved. We are all looking for our X around here, aren't we? No reason to use X, but yeah, this could be danger. Clone them. Well, how do you even get it on the battlefield in the first place? Molly, for 10 mana, it's a bit too slow. I agree. This is complete passable. Like, I don't even care what it says. At 10 mana, you can have whatever you want, so long as it doesn't say that you win the game on the spot. This is literally a... You could probably... The 5/1/1s that show and tell things in play, that might be a little dangerous, but, I mean, once you get this in play at 10 mana, I think it's fine. Theme is like... I think this is actually useless. You know what? I agree. You can have as many Kudzos in your deck as you want. Kudzu it up. Hold on, is the creature type a Vivian? I just realized this is legendary creature Vivian. Vivian is its own creature type. You know how we always said, like, you could play, like, Gideon Kindred and Liliana Kindred? Well, now you can play Vivian Kindred. It's right. It's written on the wall right there. The flavor of this effect, though, 5-card reinforcements, cheat out all the high mana. Yeah. It's at 10 mana, like, what else do you have in your deck that you can't even cast? Like, what else could there be? Or are you planning on, like, drawing a bunch of cards and spewing a bunch of Eldrazi out all in one shot? Vivian with a horse. Yeah, for anyone that likes to play with the horses. Okay, I'm gonna give it a pass. I have no problem doing it. I can do it confidently. Confidently. Go Vivian. We got Reckless Fury. Love the name. Okay, how reckless? We have a black 1 generic 1/1 slug. When Reckless Fury enters the battlefield, exile up to X target creatures where X is the number of wizards on the battlefield. Interesting. There's that damn slug. All the wizards are like, oh no, the slug is here. This is fine. How well, and you know what? Wizards are in black and blue. You can easily splash this thing. Exile, but okay, no, yeah, you only exile equal number of wizards on the battlefield. Can I get some Zybers in chat? Sylphanimus says it's Zybers. Checks out, says Dr. Nemo. It's like a reckless tog. Yeah, it sort of does look like a tog. Looks like a fish swimming in lava to me. That's what I'm looking at right now. And why it's alive, I don't know. How do you have protection from lava? It counts opponent wizards too. That's right. So be careful. You play with a lot of wizards. Oh, you know what deck this can go in? The Morophon deck. You could also play it in Morophon, that's for sure. Honestly, cool card. Only targets creatures. Fair. Yeah. And also, you need to, like, if there's no wizards in play, it does nothing. Be careful. Careful if you blink it. Wizard hate piece? No, it's a wizard. You could look at it that way. Okay, it could be a wizard hate piece, or you could play it in the wizard deck as a removal spell, right? So you play it alongside, because it doesn't say exile X wizards. It says exile X creatures equal the number of wizards. So you could evaporate, you could annihilate all the wizards on the battlefield, or you could be the wizard player. You get your wizards out, and bam! Reckless Fury the whole board away. It's just basically a one-sided, I don't know, you basically plague wind your opponents if you have enough wizards on the battlefield. Wizards love/hate relationship card. Exactly. Wizards love it, or maybe wizards hate it. I love it. We're printing this card. The Dawnful Pathway. Okay, Dawnful Pathway is a white 1 generic, 1/1 insect with Convoke. That's right, you're going to Convoke it with your whole 2 creatures in play. That could be strong, to be honest. Your creatures can help cast this spell. Okay, instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and it's got cycling for 2 mana. This literally just looks like a card. I don't see anything wrong with this thing. Forsaken Salisley, the Causebreaker. Maybe an alternative name in another world, in another place. Convoke on a 2 CMC card, that's right. So like what it means is like if you get like 2 small creatures out, you can like Convoke this thing and play. I think it's interesting design. It's almost like affinity for affinity for white cards, basically. It's effectively what it does. Forsake Salisley. Are any of these words? Forsake is a word. Salisley, maybe not a word. The Causebreaker, also maybe not a word. Mana cheat for instant sorceries is pretty nice. Only cost reduces it by 1 though. So you can Convoke to gain discount on spells. Bingo! I like this. And so does the Nethersheep. Nethersheep loves this as well. Love the avatar, Nethersheep. Love the avatar. Okay, Toilet Duck also thinks this is Zyber's Super Pass. Salisbury is a word. Salisbury is a word? What does that mean? Shakes fist as Causebreaker. The damn Causebreakers! They're just breaking everything at their cause. Oh, do we have a real term here? Kilo. Salisley, to reject something in a scandalous manner. Related to salacious. Interesting. So, we don't reject anything. This should be on a this should be on a counter spell of some sort. Okay, do you know what? We love the flavor text. We love the text on this card. Printed in Modern Horizons 10. Oh, you heard the music. Gotta take a little time out to thank our sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all the list singles, because as much as you love fake AI cards, you love the real cards. You know you're building those commander decks, upgrading your Pioneer decks, and you can do that at FusionGamingOnline.com by saving 15% off all the list singles. Don't forget also, Outlaws of Thunder Junction is out if there's any spicy singles you need. For those decks, they got the hottest singles at Fusion Gaming Online, hot singles, waiting for you, locally, but they also ship internationally. Hot singles internationally! And also don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get an additional 5% off all your purchases, and it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards on Magic Online, Magic the Gathering Online, my favorite place to play Magic the Gathering on the internet. Because you can play Commander, CEDH, you can play Standard, Modern, Pioneer, Legacy, Vintage, and in some ways it's cheaper when you're renting the cards with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_FL0. FL0 for great justice. And back to our regularly scheduled AI nonsense. Thema says, I buy on Mana Traders and my life has improved 120%. How you, is that your win rate? It's like, how do you gauge that? Okay, Cliffing Blight. Cliffing Blight is a white, green, red enchantment saga. Okay, we got chapter 1. Choose target permanent. That's right, you have been chosen. You. Look at it. Just look at it, that's all. I haven't read the second half of this, Shane. I haven't even read the second half of it. Chapter 2. Each player who controls the high bid stands. It's okay. Case closed. It is worthless. Shayna called it. Is this poker? Choose target permanent. Each player who controls the high bid stands. I don't even know in what context this would even be useful, or even playable in the slightest. Will the highest player please stand up? Chapter 1 can get rid of some illusions. I don't know. You can't, because you can't even target it. Choosing is not targeting. That's the problem. Because you can choose an illusion. It'll do nothing. Judge, my opponent isn't standing. Oh, is it forcing him to stand? Each player who controls the high bid stands. Okay, I guess if we're bidding anything at any time. Oh, it's like, what is it, Goblin game? Do we have to bid? Some cards require you to bid. And then when you bid, if you're the highest, you gotta stand up. Blizzard Inc. says, when the ability gets on the stack, you declare the target. Then when resolving, you choose it. Huh? So you have to choose a permanent that was targeted? I don't get it. Oh yeah, it says choose target permanent. Maybe it does target. You know, I would whenever I see choose, I don't think it's usually accompanied by target. It's not accompanied by Walmart either. I'd be highly pissed if I had to stand. Maybe you want to maybe you are fine with being pissed because it can get you back some cards. Okay, maybe it is illusion hate. I wasn't sure. Doesn't Zyber shred it? I don't even think it's doable, to be honest. Choose target, chosen target. Yeah, it's very weird. First choose, then someone stands. I like this guy. Then you can play it. You just get to keep it for 2 turns and then it's gone. Okay, next up we have a bit of a split card here. We have Oshiu's Renacant for a red and an Izzet. It's a 1/4 Etherborn Archer. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, we get to transform Oshio's Renacant. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells. Okay, so it's like one of those werewolf cards. And then we have, it turns into a Forest Plains that adds red mana. So when card name enters the battlefield, draw a card if target instant or sorcery card enters the battlefield. Draw a card if target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. That's making no sense here. Pay 3, tap, sacrifice card name, exile target creature. That's pretty good. It's like a mount. It's a tri-land, because if it's forest and plains, then it gets to add that mana. Anyway. You cannot enters the battlefield, draw a card if target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. That's just jumbled soup. Send it to the Urank with this damn thing. Also no name. Yeah. How did it forget its name? I don't know my name. It's Wolverine. Or I know Wolverine knows his Wolverine name. Okay, we've got a Glissa. Faux-sished warning. Warning us all before we even read this card. It's a 4 mana. It is literally Eldrazi. It's the Eldrazi Queen. Behold the Queen. For 5, it's got 5 loyalty, +1. Glissa, Faux-sished warning, deals 1 damage to any target. That's actually completely underwhelming. -2, destroy target land. You hear that, people? 4 mana for a land destruction card. -9, which is going to take absolutely forever to get there. You get an emblem with, whenever a player casts a spell, that player adds 5 black mana. If that player does, counter that spell, and you may search your library for up to 3 cards named Glissa, Faux-sished warning. We get another one, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. But they're all going to legend rule themselves to death. Whenever a player plays a spell, they can add that play. They have to add 5 mana. If that player does, well, they have no choice. You will have 5 black mana, and I will counter your spell. So it's like it's sort of a lock while it's on the battlefield. Why? That ultimate is politicking, absolutely. She was Phyrexianized, now she's an Eldrazi. Oh yeah, Glissa. That's a real character, isn't it? Yeah, no one plays card. Well, hey, if it's uncounterable, it gets through the thing. Yeah, all spells are countered. But you get 5 black mana, which you can use to activate activated abilities. But also, remember, you can still play uncounterable cards. You can still use abilities. You can still play you can still play your lands. Make sure your lands can attack. Wait, so it's like Dovescape. Well, let's be serious. It's really hard to get that -9. This is literally a doable card. There is nothing on here that is strictly illegal. It's just stupid. Like, why am I going to put more copies of Glissa on the battlefield for no damn reason? We are in for a long game as soon as we get the emblem, if you can. What is it? Like, you have to wait 5 turns? Tick up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, no. 6, 7, 8, 9, then go down. Yeah, so you have to wait 5 turns. You want to board it to the rank? I don't know. I think it's fine. She kills herself, dies to legend rule. Get new 5 loyalty. Oh, that's actually true. So we get it. So there is a way if we get another one. We could also fail to find. It says up to 3 cards named Glissa. Fosished warning. Is this the same? Yeah, it's Fosished warning. So we can just get 1. So it's a way of just getting another Glissa over and over again. So you have the option to get up to 3. You don't have to. You can just get 1 if you want. Use this ultimate after a wrath. Beautiful. Can this thing win by itself? I don't think so. No, yeah, well, it can in a very miserable way of dealing 1 damage at a time. 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. Does anyone feel like resigning yet? Emblem. Every non-land card is a stronger dark ritual. Yes. Everything turns into a dark ritual. But your deck would be better by removing 3 cards from it. Well, careful. You might not have any Glissas left. You gotta pace them out. Yeah, 120 turns later. In SpongeBob voice. SpongeBob narrator voice. Only way to play around this is uncounterable spells. I like it. I'm passing this thing. I think it's a totally legal card. This emblem's probably not even going to do anything. Use it after Armageddon, or you just use it as a Armageddon by itself. It's curious how it has a creature type to stop despite not being a creature. Because that's why it is Eldrazi. The Glissa is Eldrazi incarnate. The Eldrazi of all Eldrazi's. Their queen! Been assimilated. Is that Mark Rosewater? Okay, we have Mercolarian Morrow. Yes! I think it is Rosewater. We have a green 3/3 Arm Noble. +1. Mercolarian Morrow deals 2 damage to target black creature. It's got Planeswalker abilities, which they can be activated for. -2. Exile target creature with power 3 or less and you draw a card. Can we, like, also talk about how this thing is literally a 3/3 for 1 mana? And you immediately can deal 2 damage to it. Oh, but only to black creatures. Those poor black creatures. They're bringing back color pie hate. They're bringing it back. Green finally hosing black. Black gonna hose green. Black gonna hose white. Yeah, Modern Horizons 20. This literally goes up immediate 2 damage to target only the black creatures, unfortunately. Can I activate it anyway with no target? -2, exile target creature with power 3 or less, and you draw a card. It's also possible I can't even activate this if I don't have a target on it. How many comes into play with 0 loyalty. That's how this would work. It comes into play with 0 loyalty, and then it would gain the loyalty since it has the abilities. You got no sound effect? Oh no, we didn't even look at your super chat. Don't worry. Well, okay. Thank you very much for your super chat, Jesse. Suki, me love you long time. Okay, Jesse's just being nice. Because for every super chat, we'll extend the show by 1 card. So we better thank Jess for that one. All cards in Modern Horizons should have an IT danger level. Yeah. It danger level. Yeah, it wants to be a planeswalker. When I grow up, I'm going to be a planeswalker. Well, you are a planeswalker. So the damage goes to loyalty or toughness? I think the toughness. Actually, I have no idea. I think the toughness, though. You cannot attack a creature directly as if it was a planeswalker. Run Darkest Hour. That's an idea. Okay, I think this card's too strong. It's like close. It's like a Wild Nicodle. It's like Wild Nicodle is not overly powerful. It's probably fine in like Commander. Exile target creature with power 3 or less and you draw a card. Well, that actually, you know what? That ability looks too strong. I have no idea how you're gonna get plus on this thing, but it's possible. And then you just exile any creature, and then you cash in. No, that's too much. To the rank with this thing. Yeah, we gotta shred it. Totally agreed, Tyrix. Okay, we got the Planar Worker. This is a blue enchantment. Sucker! It's got sucker and no explanation. Thank you very much. I love starting my day with my cards telling me I'm a sucker. A blue 1 generic. Tap. You activated abilities on enchantments. Is that unusual? Tap. You and target opponent each create X/1/1 red/white per sacred creature tokens, where X is the number of creatures defending player controls. Interesting. Probably very doable. Sucker. If only I knew what sucker meant. Can you stream in higher quality? I've done it before, but unfortunately some people, the stream just dies on them. So we are 720p fam. For everyone, 720p works perfectly for everybody. No, she has suckers. Oh yeah, the sucker ability. Look everyone, I've come with candy. I've brought enough for all. The Lollipop Witch. Thank you very much, Miyuki. Yeah, don't get so angry, you goblin demon looking thing. Here, have a Snickers. Have a Snickers lollipop. Defending player, so only usable when attacking? It's true. X is the number of creatures defending player controls. I guess so. Yeah, you probably have to attack and then activate this at the same time. It is red as well. Give a lollipop to your opponent. Yeah, don't play this card unless you're willing to give candy to everybody. I think outside of the sucker thing, I think it's doable. I would pass on it. Okay, we got Boots. Boots, Hope. White 2 generic saga. A lot of sagas coming out lately. Chapter 1, put a counter on target creature you control. Chapter 2, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Alright, not a very white ability, more green. Chapter 3, creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. And can't be blocked this turn. Exile one of those creatures. Why? I'm exiling one of my creatures. What am I doing? My creature! I thought I'd give you the boots of hope. I gave you the boots of failure and pain. Oh no. We thought those boots were made for walking. Those boots were your undoing. What the hell is the other side? Dark Steel's Guile. Oh my god, it's 8 mana. Instant. Return all human creatures to their owner's hands. Yeah, that's doable. You're doing a 1-turn kill with the 3rd ability. Are we? Hold on. Creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Exile one of those creatures. Oh, I see. So if we have enough stuff, we might be able to kill people. Maybe or maybe not. The Remix, thank you so much for your super chat. I literally have these AI streams running in the background, basically 24/7 at work and when sitting around at home. Best stream on YouTube. Thank you very much, The Remix. I appreciate it. We will keep doing these streams. I mean, exile some 1/1 everyone else. Yeah, everything else will be double striked. I guess it's a good way, and people will have fair warning. Like, this is gonna happen in 3 turns. So I guess it's Zybers. We can give this a pass. Yeah, just exile a token. What if there are no tokens to exile? Alternatively, we can return all the humans back to their hands. Get on with your boots. Okay, Hope-born Nemesis. This is a 4 mana, 5 loyalty Fiera. Is that literally a character in the game? +1, add 4 mana? Spend this mana only to cast berserk creature spells. Okay, that's might be fair. The berserks. Does that even exist? Okay, what is this called? It's called berserk. Okay, I'm gonna look up. We're gonna look up the berserks, if such thing exists. I'm looking up creature berserk. Nothing. It doesn't exist. Okay, yeah, this will be great for anyone's berserk deck. Berserk Kindred coming to, I don't know, coming to Modern Horizons 10. Okay, again, Shapeshifters, the Shapeshifter decks. You want to play Shapeshifter Kindred? Go for it. It will be fair. It's fair game there. It's finally the deck for all those Changeling decks and Morophon decks. What's the music playing? It is, My Name's Booster from Mario RPG. When Wizards finally makes the Berserk tribe, this will be broken. It's underwhelming enough. I haven't even got to the other abilities, to be honest. All right. -3, exile target artifact or enchantment. And also we have -8, search your library for a Selens, Salver, or an enchantment. So it's a tutor. A tutor for some other creature types we don't know about. Or card types that don't exist. Put up to one of them on the battlefield, then shuffle. I guess we put the rest of them into our hand? Is that how I'm interpreting this? To be honest, I think this card's pretty busted. To go 5, it like costs nothing. Okay, you spent 4 mana, you get 4 mana back. This is literally like a constant ritual. Next turn you can play like your Morophon for basically nothing. The Selena and Slaver deck goes off. And you do what to the rest? I don't know. Throw them in the garbage. They probably go to your hand, as far as I'm concerned. -8, search my Bessert card, easy combo. Quill says, tutor for an enchantment to drop on battlefield is priest. It's not bad. Tutor directly in play. I think this card is, okay, I think this card's strong. I think the ritual part is strong enough as it is, even though Berserk creatures don't exist yet. But one day they will. In fact, the Changeling's already Berserks, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, next up. The Old Wall Tree. Old Wall Tree is a blue, single blue, even though the card appears to be colorless. It's an instant. Spells you cast have Cascade. Interesting. Is that like an emblem or something? It doesn't even say until end of turn. It's literally spells you cast have Cascade for forever. That's right. 1 mana, emblem. We have very mixed feelings around here. Some say it's Zyber, some say it Danger. All right, more people say it's Danger. It's broken. Some people like, I have a feeling anyone who has a Cascade deck is a fan of this. I need 11 of these. Some want to ship it. Wow, it's so, you guys are divided on this. Spells like you cast have Cascade. It is an instant. You could do it. Yeah, you could surprise people. You could be like, in response, I'm gonna tap 1 blue, Old Wall Tree, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna play a counter spell, which is gonna cascade into your deck. The problem is it doesn't work very well in a counter spell deck, to be honest. It's better in a deck that doesn't use counter spells. What is a counter spell gonna like hit another counter spell? You're gonna double counter something? So do you spell cascade into cascade into cascade? It's spells you cast. No, actually that's a good question. I think yes. I think everything cascades until you run empty, right? So you go into like a 4, into a 3, into a 2. Like as long as it keeps going until you go through your entire deck, right? They cascade onto the stack. Yeah, that's right. They do cascade. So it will go cascade, cascade, cascade to the end. Everyone will see your entire deck, and then you'll shuffle it up. So basically, every spell you cast, I mean, if you cast like a 4 mana spell into another 1 mana spell, then it can only go into less, right? So you have to find a 0 mana spell. So you just have to make sure you divide out all your mana costs, get it nice and even, and everything will be fine. Anyway, this card seems actually busted. I think it's busted. That has to be insane. It's not even, that is like an emblem. It just says spells you cast have cascade. It's not even until end of turn. It'd be pretty damn strong even if it was until end of turn. Someone took, like this card, someone drank the fuel of Nissa and decided to go crazy. Started their morning blasting off. You don't deck yourself because Cascade just reveals cards until you hit cards and then you shuffle them all up in the end, so. There already exists a card that gives everything Cascade. Well, does it cost 1 mana, though? Holy balls, yeah, it has not the form of the hand first clause. First sliver had steep competition, that's right. No, you can choose not to cast the spell you Cascade into. That's true, too. You can also choose not to. You could stop the... Well, you're not gonna... The cards don't go to your graveyard. You just go through your entire deck, and then you shuffle it up. You're literally not drawing the cards. You're revealing the cards. Okay, next up, we got Cemetery Rollick. It is a green 5 generic sorcery with Storm. Untap all lands. That would be crazy! With the Storm, that's probably one of the more powerful Storm cards. And at 6 mana, like you're gonna get at least 6 mana every single time you storm this thing off. I mean, even more maybe if like a Gaia's Cradle or a Nykthos is involved here. Also, we have Sail of the Shield for 3 mana. Aftermath, which means it can come from the graveyard. The fleshes have been reached, I think. Actually, it doesn't exile anything. You're just playing it from the graveyard. Okay, I got too excited. The fleshes haven't been reached in a long time around here. Okay, Aftermath, create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. It sounds like that should be the green part. It should, I don't know, the untapped land thing. Both sides should be green, really. AI going for danger. It always did. Sometimes I think, like, how lucky this show was that we got that It Danger card so early on in the show. So early on. Aftermath does exile after resolving. That is true. Maybe we can consider that a fleshes reached moment. Okay, how are we? I think the card's fair. I think the card's fair. Like, it's not like you can, like, cheat rituals into Cemetery Rollick, because then you're not even going to be untapping all that many lands after you, like, burn all your mana to even cast this thing. So you need to have a bunch of lands in play to, like, really make this work. We have a Zybers. We got another Zybers. It's okay. Well, that sounds good enough for me. Pass. You can go to the Wall of Fame instead of the Wall of Shame. Alright, we got a Splendid Unbredication. It is a legendary land. Tap. Target creature gets +2/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. Send it! Doesn't even add mana. I love it. Life is so alone. Aw, that is so sad. If kill you is the end. It will. Life is the toughest thing ever. After all, it kills you. Okay, Arum Fleshborn Shark. I don't know if that is like... that is such a sad, yet this is like one of the more intelligible flavor text the AI has ever generated, and it's so sad. It's such a sad flavor text. Yeah, Ecos says, I mean, sure, if killed, you be dead. If kill you is the end. As it does to all creatures. So alone is life to the killed thing. You want the sad flute? I mean, this thing? That's not really a sad flute moment. Miyuki, thank you very much for your super chat. I love lands that do not add mana. Interesting. I'm a huge fan of that as well. I wish they'd bring that back. It's like, there was a point in Magic the Gathering where they didn't think that was very flavorful. Like, all the lands are supposed to add mana, so everything had to add mana. What if kill you is not the end? Yeah, I mean, especially for the undying creatures. Midi Owl. You can use this with Ensnaring Bridge and pump your opponent's creatures. That's right. Or you could get through an Ensnaring Bridge, attack with a 0 power creature, and then you can upgrade it to smack your opponent for some damage. Lovely art, great ability, sad flavor text, love it. All right, it's gonna be a passer. If kill you is the end. Life is so alone. Okay, and compromise. This is a 5 mana. This is a saga with a... I don't even know what's going on here. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 has all these things. What is this? Cryptic Command the Saga? Okay, Chapter 1 and 2 is choose one of 4. You can gain 1 life for each card in target opponent's hand. That is particularly interesting. Then you could also gain 4 life. I guess you gain 4 life if no one has many cards in their hand. So you either you're gonna baseline at least gain 4 life, or you can gain more than that. Okay, chat. You could also choose exile all cards from all graveyards, then you pay 2 life. All right, so you're gonna go down. You can go down. You have to pay a little bit around here for this one. And then the last option is this spell deals 7 damage to each creature your opponents control that doesn't have. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Oh, interesting. So it deals 7 damage to everything except undying creatures, which is funny because those are like the few creatures that would come back. Every creature that doesn't have when this creature dies. That's so weird. It's like, okay, we're gonna kill everything that except the things that would come back anyway. Very specific. Maybe Dredge Hate. When this creature dies, well, not all Dredge cards come back have the ability to come back. Yeah, it doesn't seem to affect the persist or undying creatures. Only half undying though. Yeah, I think some undying creatures come to play tap, some don't. So this one doesn't deal damage to the creatures that would come back tapped. Third mode though, 2 one-sided board wipes each turn. Interesting concept, but broken in this form. No destroy targeted artifact? No, not today. Yeah, they're protecting the scam deck. For anyone that doesn't know, there's a deck called Scam in Modern where the creatures, the whole thing is that the creatures have these undying effects. Richard loved Cryptic Command, loves Incompromise. I don't know how to evaluate this card. The ability sort of, well, it's like 2 board wipes for 5 mana. Probably that is not Blue's thing. And it's each creature your opponents control, so it's a one-sided board wipe. I would hate to play against a control deck that played this damn thing. Just some guy who does what he makes with the super chat. Where did It Danger originate from? One of the earlier videos. I can't even remember the card anymore. Steve Cooper is our AI-generated historian. Probably Steve Cooper could tell you where it came from. Trix says, I'm surprised all these choices are different and not just destroy target artifact or destroy target artifact. Oh yeah, destroy target artifact, destroy target artifact, or maybe you would like to destroy target artifact. All right, yeah, to hell with this card. Get it out of here. Okay, moving on. Oh, I hate these cards because I have to turn my head. Okay, Invasion of Heroes for 2 mana. It's a battle with 4 defense. When Invasion of Heroes enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under your control. All right, you're just blinking something. Can't you just blink this? Enters the battlefield, exile. Oh no, it says another target permanent. All right, what is the other side? So when it dies, we've got the Silver Seer. It's a Phyrexian cat. It's a 3/3 with haste, and it gets +2/+2 for each creature your opponents control. Holy moly! That's crazy. That's a big cat. Big kitty getting big. What was that cat in the last one? It was like cloud form something. I can't remember. It was, I don't remember. It was like a cloud cat. Bigger than anything. It exiles any other permanent, even your opponents? Yes. When exile another target permanent. Return that, but it just blinks it because you have to return the card to the battlefield under. Oh yeah, so you blink and steal. You swipe it for 2 mana. Oh god, that's It Danger. That's crazy. You just steal someone else. Yeah, it's steal the permanent. It's steal any permanent for 2 mana. For 2 mana, it's yours. Oh, King DDD avatar from Axel Towns. 2 copies of this and something that doubles ETBs. Oh yeah, that's right. You just blink. They blink each other for eternity. Yeah, you know what? It can steal the lands. Swipe! First you see it, now you don't. On top of that, when you kill it, you get this Silver Seer. That's pretty strong, in my opinion. Complete. Send that one to the rank. Too strong. That's a knife. Eugene you have. Yoink! I mean, it has haste, but then it only big if they can block it, most likely. No, it gets +2/+2 for each creature opponents control. So every creature, all opponents. In Commander, that would be insane. It'd be absolutely insane. Oh yeah, we have Miyuki with the anti-army kitty. Thank you very much for the super chat, Miyuki. Okay, now it's time. For each super chat we got, we're looking at another card. All right, Jess, thank you so much for your super chat earlier. And we will look at Mortual Girder. It is a 4-mana saga. They like pumping out them sagas these days. Okay, chapter 1. Each player gains 10 life. Congratulations. I'm doing it for everyone, all right? This is the group hug card around here. You need life? You need life? I got what you need. Don't worry. I got life for everybody. I brought bacon for all. Chapter 2. Each player loses X life and mills X cards, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. All right, I take it back. I'm coming after your life total. You're all going to hell now. Oh god, instant kill at later turns. Yeah. You get the treat, but then you get the punishment. The gaslight card, yeah. I wasn't actually helping you after all. So each player loses X life and mills X cards, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So, and as we mill more cards into our graveyard, we can drain everyone for even more life. So yeah, oof, that second effect triggers twice! That's really good. Yeah, on the chapter 2 and then chapter 3. I think it's completely legal, though. I think it's completely fair. And then what will happen first? Will you die to not enough life? Or will you lose enough cards out of your deck? Only time will tell. Some people have more cards in their deck. Some people have a higher life total. Yeah, don't worry. This card is supposed to heal you. Don't worry. She'll also put cards back on top of their deck. Ooh, and the mill loses more life. Yeah, as you mill, you drain. It's a big drain and gain. Okay, next up, we will have another one from Miyuki. Thank you very much for the super chat. And with that super chat, we will take a look at the Master of Worms. Not exactly the master I thought I would be. Wow, you are a master. Look at for scale. Look how small this person is, how big this worm is. 4 mana for a 3/2 human warrior. Oh yeah, this is not the worm itself. It's the Master of Worms, which is the human. Mastering the worms. If you would lose unspent mana, Master of Worms gains first strike until end of turn. I'd like to float 1 mana, go to combat. All right, now I have first strike. I've done it. Oh, it's completely doable. It's absolute trash. I would never play this card. Very doable. I had my own forest when I was 8, huh? Incredible. Yeah, it's a little too mid, if you ask me. A little too mid. Very playable in draft. I don't even know if it's playable in draft. 4 mana for a 3/2 first strike? I mean, unless you desperately need a human warrior in your deck. It's Duneable. Are there some very Dune vibes? I haven't seen Dune. I heard it's great. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen yet. Still haven't even seen Star Wars Episode 9. I desperately have to see that. I don't care if it sucks. I gotta see it. Richard really wants this card. Alright, you have it. I have nothing else to say about this. It gets first strike for burning your mana. That's what you're getting around here. Alright, we have the Knight of Slaughter, brought to us by the Remix. Thanks so much, Remix. Is a 3 mana 2/6 human soldier. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, you may draw a card. And if you do, you must discard a card. Oh, so it's not real card draw. We're looting. For our spirits or arcane spells. Interesting spirit card. Pay 2, tap, sack a creature. Put 2 wide counters on Knight of Slaughter. We are going to get big and wide. Nothing can get through me now. Ha ha ha. I'll be so wide that nothing can get through my wideness. Okay, we have a black 1 generic. Remove a wide counter from Knight of Slaughter. Exile up to 1 target non-land permanent. I think this is totally doable. So effectively, your tap, you have to like burn. Oh no, you could, if you have 4 mana, you're exiling something every turn. Because you pay 2, tap the creature, then spend another 2 mana, remove the counter, and then the thing's gone. A knight in Japan must be a weeb knight. It's possible. How do you know it's Japanese? Looks like Sauron on here, for all I know. The AI is learning. Yeah, we wide boy now. We a wide boy. We wide at dawn. Yeah, we wide at dawn, men. We do it. It's incredible when when did AI learn to use counter they created? Oh yeah, that's true. Sometimes it says remove a completely irrelevant counter to the card. It's got some memory. It has some memory around here. All right, I think it's doable. I think. It's like 3 mana at 4 mana. Maybe it's not. If I brought this to Mark Rosewire, I'd be like, wow, 3 mana and that 4 mana, you're perpetually exiling creatures. Okay, I take it back. Probably can't play this card. It is so wide the blood is ragu. Yeah, I think this is probably broken, right? I think? Because you just exile up to 1 target non-land permanents. You can just exile anything. It's effectively... It's literally just 4 mana, like, kapow. Is there anything like that out there? I don't think there's a single card out there that says, like, pay 4, tap, exile a permanent. Or exile a non-land permanent. If I had this in draft, I think it would be broken. Like, assuming I'm not too far behind. It soaks up my entire turn, but I mean, it's always going to it's going to deal with the best thing that you have on the board every single time. You can even, it's like an insane blocker too. Did we forget that this thing has a big butt at 6 toughness? You have to sack a creature for this one? Sacrifice. Oh, you do. You put 2 wide counters on it. Okay, you know what? Maybe I take it back. I have no idea how to interpret this damn thing. I'm still gonna eliminate it. You can sacrifice like a token. I thought you can put 2 wide counters on it. So like next turn, you can just spend 4 mana and exile 2 creatures. I think this is just too good. I think it's a little too good. I could be wrong. I think every Humans in Night deck would play this thing. All right, this is brought to us by Mayuki. This is the Trail Black of Hot Russ Basilisk. It's an elemental that sort of looks like a dragon or an alligator. It is a 4/4 elemental. When Trail Black of Hauntress Basilisk enters the battlefield, return a green or white creature you control to its owner's hand. When Trail Black of Hauntress Basilisk enters the battlefield, search your library for all creature cards. Put those cards onto the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. 4 mana, basically dump your entire deck on the battlefield. Probably that would just win the game. I'm sure there's some sort of, there's creatures that are like untap this creature and then you can tap. You probably can just win with the thing the moment you hit this thing, play this thing. This is like Winota on steroids, all right? If we didn't learn from Winota, then we're going to certainly learn from the Trail Black of Hauntress Basilisk. This is a juicy card. The Winota fans are out, that's for sure. I'll just upgrade my Winota to the Trail Black, and then I don't even have to have humans in... What is it, non-humans in my deck? You can put anything you want. 4 mana instant win seems fair nowadays. In this world, it is. In the AI-generated world, this is no problem. Show and Scream. Very fair, kind of bad, actually. Well, yeah, maybe bad by AI standards. Miyuki, for 1 pizza topping more. Thank you very much, Miyuki. I appreciate it. Mon-Fri 5. Are we that close? I don't think we're that close. That's like 6 years off. You can even choose not to put some creature cards on the battlefield because fail to find. You could do that too. You could put enough to kill your opponents, but just enough just in case they haven't answered everything. What do we got? You can bounce the Trail Black to its own ability. Oh yeah, you're right. In areas of the battlefield, you can stack the triggers. So you can return a green or white creature you control. That's insane. Okay, I'd like to put all these creatures on the battlefield. Also, I'd like to return my Trail Black back to my hand, just in case I have to do this all over again. Thank you very much, Dr. Nemo. All of them are tapped, though. Well, there's gotta be some card out there, like when this creature enters the battlefield, untap all your creatures, or when you go to combat each turn, you know, untap all your creatures and attack or something like that. I mean, I'm not sure. But I'm assuming such a thing exists. There's gotta be also something where, like, the ETBs would just win the game by themselves. You would have some combo going on. There has to be. Opposition agent. Those are mine now. Trail Black. Okay, Trail Black. You like to concede? We'd like to concede? No, I've got opposition agent, baby. Amulet of Vigor. Oh yeah, that's right. Amulet of Vigor would also work. Okay, this card is an abomination. Absolute abomination. This next card is brought to us by none other than the wonderful Just Some Guy Who Does What He Wants. Thank you very much for the super chat. And this is the Tree of Authority Scales. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. So basically, I don't know, are we printing cards or something? I think we're making copies of this card, but then a picture of, I think these, no, it's a picture of this angel is coming out. This is an uncard. Okay, we have a 5-mana 4/4 Angel Warrior. Whenever you copy one or more players, draw a card. How the hell did that happen? If I copy a player, what does that mean? I get 2 of my decks or something? Because out of needle, apparently only stir they conquering on that tolerant would only took become acidic watch it. But we're a wing outwater Ceriste. This card will work in the future after cloning technology develops. Yeah, if I can only copy myself. Copying, like mimicking what a person is doing? No, I think copying, you get like duplicates of yourself. You have a second copy of you and the deck. Why would I choose to do that? Anyway. We can't copy players around here. Is the Discord for submitting custom cards a public one? It is, Corbinet. Go for it. Alright, next up. We've got Rowan Pendulum, brought to us by Miyuki. Thank you so much. We have a white, 2 generic, 1/1 giant. Well, not particularly big in my opinion. A 1/1 for 3 mana. You call yourself a giant. But look, it's like it's got like 2 Thor's hammers in hand. Pay 1, sacrifice a server. That's very rude. Wow, talk about, you know, some people don't tip and then some people sacrifice their server. Rowan Pendulum deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. I think it meant to say servo. Yeah, those poor servers. Not a fan of the restaurant industry. This is the creature that controls the back end of the yeah, like literally a computer server instead, not the server. Yeah, this is a Magic the Gathering Online or even an MTG Arena card. Looks like it hates computers. Oh, you're right. I think those are computers in the hand. Yeah, they're servers. The power of the server! Using the server to smash! Here, you want to see... You ever want... If you want to feel the wrath of the server, well, this is what it feels like. Boom! Yeah, it looks like he's wielding literal servers in the art. I agree. 100% agree. Just holding up these servers. Just stick a handle in it and turn it into a weapon. If MTG Arena and Magic the Gathering Online go down, you can blame Rowan Pendulum because looks like this giant's in a fight. Yeah, serves you right. Okay, I don't know if they make server tokens. I guess this is a pass. Otherwise, this is a bit stupid. I'm gonna crash this server in your face. No, that's perfect. Yeah, you're gonna crash the server. Quite literally. Have you ever felt the rash of the crash of a server? Well, now you do now. Okay, this next one's coming from Miyuki. Oh, we got the Fish Mater. Fish Mater is a red 4 generic 3/5 beast. It's got trample. It also has cycling for 5 mana. So you could like cast this card, or you can cycle it if you were that desperate for the card. It is whenever Fish Mater attacks, if your life total is less than your starting life total, instead Fish Mater's power and toughness are each equal to your life total. Huh? I didn't really catch that the first time around. It attacks if your life total is less than your starting life total. Instead, Fish Mater's power and toughness are each equal to your life total. Holy moly! I go down 1 life. So if my starting life total is less than the starting life total, this thing gets like buffed up big time. Yeah, I can have 39 power. That's crazy. Or for the people who play 60 card Magic, yep, easy 1919. It's like, this is only a 3/5 if you have as much or more than your life total. Imagine this card versus the Milling Enchantment, where you gain 10 life first, and then you start losing life. That's an interesting metagame. Nice with fetch lands. Well, I think you're gonna be down some life by the time you get this thing out. I mean, you're not gonna get this out on turn 1 or 2 anyway. Broken, but I like it. Why would you ever want to cycle this thing? Yeah, that's a good question. And it has trample. Okay, this card has to be busted. It has to. I mean, it's not the most broken thing in the world, but like, I mean, 5 mana for a potentially 1919 card. That's pretty ridiculous. I guess to shrink it, you have to deal direct damage to somebody, or do a hell of a lot of damage to their life total to shrink this thing down to size. It's legendary, so cycling is nice to have. I suppose so. Maybe. Maybe, probably. AI wants a shadow game, but has no soul to sacrifice. No haste? No ETB? Not good, Keck W. That art is freaking hilarious and better than a Pixar art. It looks very Pixar. It's literally taking... I'm looking closely. It has 2 pairs of eyes. We've got we've got the car eyes from like Disney Pixar's Cars, and we have this random fish on what appears to be some sort of tow truck. It's a tow truck around here. It's a cheaper Sarah's Avatar in some ways, yes. Okay, I can't. We gotta say a no to this card. Okay, this next card is brought to us by Dr. Nemo. Thank you so much. It is Lava Key? It's a weird name. Okay, Lava Key. The Failless Plagueis, or Plagues. It is a white 2 generic U-Life Planeswalker. It's got 3 loyalty. It's got +3 untapable creatures. It's interesting. It only goes up. It does not go down. It's complete. We only go forward, not backwards with this card. It's got a second side to it or something? How do we even get to the other side? Oh, you can just cast the other side, I guess, for 3 mana. It's got 5 loyalty. So that's interesting. One side goes up, not down. The other side goes down, not up. It's an island mountain. Okay, that's broken. You can literally fetch this thing into play. I think you can fetch it into play. Maybe you can't because it's the back side. We need a judge for this. Can we fetch this thing into the game? Yeah, you can tap the other side for red and blue mana. You can do that. -1, exile target non-land permanent. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. So everything becomes a Birds of Paradise. Can't fetch from the backside? Oh, thank God. Okay, it's still too strong, though. Or maybe not. Like, I would hate to play against this card, though. It's like basically 3 mana. Oh, no, it has 5 loyalty on the backside. Yeah, that's way too much. Absolutely not. Too strong. Too strong. Needs to be a land in order to be able to tap, even it has the types. Oh, yeah, I think we clarified that on another show. It needs to be land in order to add mana. Okay, we got Miyuki with another wonderful super chat. Thank you so much. Uno +2, and back to you. All right, look at another 2 cards. that $7 super chat. So the first one we look at is the worst dragon. They know where they stand in this world. They're not quite the best. They're not second best. They're not even average. They're the worst. And this worst dragon is a Time Lord, a 3/3 Time Lord, in fact. When the worst dragon attacks, scry 1. Oh, it costs nothing. It costs 0 mana. In fact, it doesn't even have a mana cost. I guess that's what makes it the worst. It's not even a dragon. Oh, it's not even a dragon. Pay 4, sacrifice another creature to draw a card. So yeah, the Dino Doctor. The Dino Doctor's in the house. It's got a little spaceship in the background. Yeah, that's why it's the worst dragon. But maybe it's one of the best Time Lords. The worst dragon. I am the worst alligator in the world, everyone. I'm also a worst dragon. Well-dressed, dragon-shaped Time Lord. You have to look your best when you're traveling through time. That's important. That's got to be a rule. Never travel through... I mean, you don't want to give people forwards in time or backwards in time the impression that the future or past is full of scrubs around here. Especially when you go back in time. You have to leave a good impression. Must dress to impress. You gotta make them feel like you came from the future. Yeah, the CMC, you gotta cheat this thing in play somehow. It's not the first time we've seen a card that has absolutely no CMC. I think it's totally fair. I mean, there's nothing broken about this at all. Even good luck even getting this thing on the battlefield. Okay, so I'm gonna pass on that. This one can be printed. Another damn battle. Okay, 5 mana. It's lands you control have tap, add a green for each artifact you control. Sure. It's weird. And we've got Poetic. Okay, I don't have to turn my head for this one. Poet Gareth A-Bomb. It is a 2/4 snake druid with Mage Craft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Poet Gareth, whatever, the A-Bomb gets +2/+0 until end of turn. I think this is actually very fair. I really have nothing to say about this card. These damn battles. Green Tolarian Academy for every single land. Add green for each artifact you control. Yeah, but it's 5 mana. That's danger. Tolarian Academy for green mana instead of blue. You have to spend 5 mana to get this thing in play. Come on, Tolarian Academy costs nothing. It's literally a land. It's literally just a land. All lands you control become Tolarian Academy for green. You gotta pay up. You want to pay 5 mana? You go pay 5 mana for this thing. I don't care. For each artifact. It has to be each artifact you control. You better believe they're gonna come after your artifacts. When it's on the stack, they'll come after your artifacts. Tom's like, 5 mana is nothing when he land taps for 10. Oh, green mana though. Yeah, it's all. Is it all lands, including all lands you control? No, it's only lands you control. You give battle to the opponent, right? Yeah, you have to give the battle to your opponent. But I think they get the ability because they still control it. I think they own it. Or I think they own. I don't know how it. I'm pretty sure you get the ability out of it. 5 mana equals infinite. Yeah, that's the math around here. You can't even abuse the battle side for the back side. I don't know what you guys are all on. You're all smoking something. I'm passing this thing. I like the card. I think it's totally fine. Be dead before that card gets out with the duds. I also think, like, you're probably tapping out to cast this. I mean, you could save it up effectively, but then if you're waiting longer, it's like it's not worth it. Then you can't abuse it that badly. AC with a huge super chat. Thank you so much. AC loves the show. For that big super chat, we'll look at 4 cards. I'm not dividing it out into 10. That's insane. Okay, look at 4 cards. The Thrall Familiar. Well, it's not familiar to me. It is a human forest, which means you can fetch it out. All right, we can fetch out a 0/3. That would normally cost 4 mana. Whenever another card is put into your graveyard... Oh, hold on. It's not a land. Can we fetch out... Hold on, I gotta look up Polluted Delta. Or Polluted Delta. Blue Delta says, pay 1 life, sacrifice Blue Delta, search your library for an island or swamp card. Oh, it's not a land. Okay. So we can look up this thing. Okay, so we can fetch this out. Human forest. That's right. It's like red and 6. Looked human to me. Okay, whenever another card is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. So basically nothing dies. In fact, even the tokens go to the graveyard just for like a split second. This card seems insane. It's absolutely insane. Wording is off. From where? Whenever another card is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Human forest. Throw from the, I don't see where the wording is. Tokens aren't cards? Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. You're right. Okay, so like we get a token, but then this still is really strong. Super strong. I mean, you basically get a second life for everything that ever gets blown up, right? So like that, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially if someone's like rat the board. In response, I'm gonna get the Thrill Familiar, and even if it dies, I think it's still gonna copy itself off its own ability. Real decks would still beat that card's ass. Are you sure? No, because it 4 mana. No, you could fetch it out. It's a forest. You Windswept Heath this thing into play. Forest is a creature type now. It's literally fetchable. This is a 0/3 that you can fetch onto the battlefield. I think this is busted. I think it's busted. You're underestimating the power of this thing. Hold on. Whenever another card is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you can even take your opponent's stuff. So if you kill your opponent's card, you get the copy. This copies your fetch lens, by the way. Yeah, it does that too. Another card, so it wouldn't copy itself. Oh, that's true. Whenever another card is put, okay, so it doesn't copy itself. Still, oh, it says your graveyard, put into your, oh, damn. Okay, I'm reading too much into this. I still think it's broken, though. Still think it's broken. The rank with this thing. Wait, what was that? That was 1 card, right? Okay, one of 3 from the giant super chat. We got a bear. We got Ghana. Oretra, or whatever. We got something. It's a 4 mana 2/3 bear being Springwalker. Yes, Springwalker. Okay, it's a 2/3 creature. It's got blow. You gain 2 life. When Ghana Oratra dies, create set this combat feigning. Aw, chaos ensued around that one. Oh no, that's not it. We use this one. That's a the Titanic sound effect. Don't we have a big boing sound effect? We do have a boing sound effect. It's a spring Ghana or Oratra. So, how much you really want to stay alive? Yeah, you have to blow. I gained 2 life. I'm gonna get dizzy. I'm gonna pass out over this card. I love this creature type. Yeah, the bear being Springwalker. And actually, it looks very disappointed. I don't know how it got onto this island, or maybe it's at the edge of a cliff. Those Springwalkers aren't useful when you're surrounded by water. Blow when this deals damage. Did it specify? No, it did not specify. The art is great. I love this art. We got this confused bear sporting their favorite spring walking shoes, probably designed by Nike, but unfortunately pretty useless in the middle of on a small island surrounded by water. Anyway, I think this card's useless. Okay, it's Yending Armors. It is a cat land, and it is adorable. I love it. It also has a Planeswalker ability, -2. Each Planeswalker you control gets +2/+2. This is the most useless card of all time. We have a land that adds no mana. It's got no Planeswalker loyalty in the first place to pay for itself, and also Planeswalkers can't even get bigger. Well, I mean, I guess you could activate Gideon, and then buff them up. Because some planeswalkers turns themselves into creatures, I guess. How are you supposed to get loyalty on this card? Step 1. You need, what's it called? You need a Grist in the graveyard. You need the Cauldron in play. I forget the Cauldron. Whatever, the Cauldron that eats creatures from the graveyard. But you can eat the Grist because it's a creature in all zones other than on the battlefield. You then put a counter on. You need to animate its Yending armors into a creature. I guess it's a creature, it's a cat. And then put the counter on it, and then you can start like plus one-ing the Grist ability, and then it has Planeswalker abilities on it. It's possible if you try hard enough. If you use the full power of your brain, you will get its Yending armors to buff up your Gideon somehow. Wi-Fi that deck. Cauldron of Eternity. Oh, are there alternate ways of getting this thing plus loyalty? I could see someone using this, I guess. I guess I could too in some weird world. Would be cool if you could put a loyalty counter on it by tapping it. That would be cool. And there's more. We have flavor text. Death's Usurper, Teeth Croving, Wi-Fi that the deck take rarely Riven. Yeah. Appreciate your Wi-Fi. My grandpa's deck has no useless cards, Kaiba. Okay, this card's useless though. All right, even Yugi would agree. Okay, the fourth card of the giant super chat. We got Volrath, the 4-mana 4/4 frog. I need a ribbit sound effect so bad. There's so many frogs and toads on in the AI cards. It's got flying. It's flying frogs around here. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, Volrath gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That's a simple card. You know what? I'll ship that one. It's actually probably pretty strong, but it's one of the more fair cards I've seen all day. That card's not bad at all. 4 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Probably can one-shot you to death. Seems good. It's not bad. In fact, I actually think it's good. Yeah, what's bad about that card? Okay, we have flavor text. Wait, people, we can't judge it until we read the flavor text. What gets a sharpen of a trock, death that dark steals and stream, and the clouds as they never learned them about them will see it stood. Spellbomb Sunsley, Martyr P. If you got anything out of that wise wisdom, then good for you. I am going to say doable. Might even be Zyber for some people. I actually don't think I'd be happy playing against this in like an actual game of Magic. I think I would just die in one shot. That is such a good clock. Okay, 4 mana. Play my 4/4 flyer. Oh, by the way, next turn, kill this thing, attack for 8. Yeah, I love the idea of that. Okay, this card is brought to us by Corante. Thank you very much for your super chats. Oh, and you like the new schedule, do you? It benefited some people, did not benefit others. But I'm glad to see so many new faces that I never got to see in the past. Okay, we have the Angel of Flux. It is a 4 mana, 6 loyalty Kavu. Kavu the Planeswalker. Kavu found their spark. +1, Angel of Flux deals 1 damage to any target. Also, -19. We have, oh, I guess 4 turns away from that. Return target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to your hand. Angel of Flux deals X damage to each opponent. X isn't specified, it kills them. Just say X is anything. X is a billion. That's it. But it don't do nothing? No, it does everything. X is whatever the hell you want. Remember, when X is not specified, you choose what X is. I didn't pay for X. I didn't pay any X loyalty, mana, nothing. We're reminded here by Sir Fireman Bob. It needs a target. Okay. Okay, you know what? I don't think it's going to be too hard to return a creature card from my graveyard to hand. Probably not that hard at all. With mana value X from your graveyard to your hand, Angel of Fire does X damage to each opponent. Does X? Oh, actually, does X have to be the same? if X has to be the same, we're screwed, because we're probably only going to return things that are like, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, and it's not that bad. But if X can be different, what if X is in the mana value? Ooh. X has to be a creature's mana value, cannot be 5,000. Well, damn it! It's not nearly as strong as it was before. This is just mediocre doable. If both X's weren't the same, they'd use Y. Ah, okay. That's good to know. I actually didn't know that. Usually, I don't play with a whole lot of X anything cards. Dylan says more. So more we're gonna get for you, Dylan. You better believe it. Okay, Dylan, your card is the Swarm Swamp. It is a 2-mana 0/0 elemental. Discard a card. Swarm Swamp gets -2, -0 until end of turn. Why was I designed to feel pain? It was born to do nothing, and it delivered. Anyway, like this is just literally a card that just dies instantly. Hold on, what, we have something. It comes from the set called Oops. Oops, the set. Everything does nothing. Yeah, it like doots a trumpet, then leaves. It doots a trumpet, and then like and that is its last breath. The last breath was its trumpet doot. You need to pronounce Swarm Swamp like a sad trombone. Swarm Swamp. Swarm Swamp. How good I am at making decks. What, Swarm Swamp? Yeah, 0/0. Oops. Oh, is that's how it is? Oh, I like that. That's very clever. 0/0 PS. I get it. There must be a whole set of 0/0s. Oh, do you know what? But if you have a creature that can buff up elementals, then it'll come into play as like a 1/1. You need an effect to add counters as it enters. Add counters or just an anthem. Then what does it do? It just enables you to discard cards, so it can get even smaller than it was already before. Oops, no, not that one. That one. It was born to get smaller. Okay, Peter Butchins says, you know what, Zybers? The very next card. I agree, Peter. Let's go take a look at it. Oh, this thing does well, I mean, the frame Zybers. This is the most original frame we've seen all day. It's one of those promos, like a Masterpiece series card. Okay, we got a 4-mana Aranai the First Ascendant. It is a 6/6 legendary centaur druid. As long as Aranai is equipped, or is it Aranai or Arani? I don't know. It has, so as long as it's equipped, it has double strike, and it has vigilance. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, create a 1/1 red dragon creature token with flying. Bill Nye and Aranai. So whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, create a 1/1. This is completely doable. I think a lot of people would like this card, especially those equipped those decks. I think this is gonna Zyber for the players with the equipped decks. You have all your swords in your deck, you equip it, and it has double strike and vigilance. And whenever your opponent plays like a second spell, you get a 1/1 red dragon creature token. Get a little bit of blockers while the Aranai goes into the red zone. Mono red Voltron, and it's legendary. It can be your commander. This is the first time I've seen the reminder text actually be accurate. It happens. Maybe by accident. It's not a common thing. I read it as Aranate. Nay, well, it's not a horse. It's not a horse surefire selves. It's a centaur. I'm sure the centaurs would be very offended. I'm no horse. Well, I don't know. Maybe it won't be offended. Comes from like the same family. It's a great card. It's making better cards than we are. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're worse. Corrente, how long has the show ever been? What's the longest you ever extended a show? About 2.5 hours. That was a custom Magic the Gathering show. We can also look. We can all thank Banking Catbug and Maja for that one. Okay, for that super chat, we'll take a look at the Femaref Storm Trainer. It's a 6-mana 6/6 lizard with Soulbound, which means you can pair this creature with another unpaired creature when either enters the battlefield. They remain paired for as long as you control both of them. As long as Femaref Storm Trainer is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has pay 1, sacrifice this permanent. Until end of turn, you may cast this creature from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. I didn't quite catch that. Hold on. If it's paired, each of those creatures has pay 1, sack this permanent. Until end of turn, you may cast this creature from your... Oh, I see. What? Okay, so it was brought into this world to be sacrificed so that I can pay for it from the graveyard. This is absolutely bonkers nuts. Infinite sack loops? Can I... Oh, without paying its mana cost, so it's free. So we just keep going back and forth on this thing continuously for forever. Interesting. Infinite ETBs for 1 mana. But it's 6 mana. You do have to have 2 creatures in play. What do you guys think? Is this broken? That is broken? Undying for 1. Yeah, and forever. Well, hold on. Do you have to pay 1? Cost 1 per time? Well, then it's fair. I think it's fair if it costs 1. Until end of turn, you may cast this creature from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. So you play it. Then it repairs and gets those abilities again. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's not infinite sack. You need infinite mana first. When you lose it, lose a Soulbound. Okay, I like it. We're gonna pass on that one. Miyuki with another gigantic super chat. Thank you so much. Uno plus 4. I will make you talk till your throat's sore. All right then. I can accommodate you. All right, we have 4 more cards. We're gonna look at the Panther Ward. It is a black 1 generic instant. Does it do anything? It immediately has flashback. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. So I can play it for 2 mana, then I can flash it back for 4. But what does it do? Okay, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If it's a creature, it becomes a copy of target creature. I don't think I caught that. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If it's a creature, it becomes a copy of... Oh, cool. Okay, so for 2 mana, I basically get to copy something else. You like that one, Tom? You like that? Doable, but not very black. I think, you know what? I think they could give black this ability. It's like, I copy your soul. Armando, copy any creature for 2 mana. And early in the game, it's probably useless. Later on in the game, it's going to be insane. What happened to the color pie here? Why are people even questioning the color pie at this point? There is no color pie. The AI is innovating beyond the color pie. This goes beyond the color pie. Oh yeah, it is a Dimir card. It's got, the flashback is a blue and 3 generic. It's hard to read because this is one of those, what's it called? It's one of those archaic masterpieces, the Amonkhet masterpieces. Sounds like a Ditto with a choice scarf. Could be. Does it keep counter after copying? Absolutely. It's funny. Put a counter on target creature. If it's a creature, which it should have been in the first place, becomes a copy of target creature. All right. Print it. Next card, we've got, got Sarkhan. Sarkhan was so one with the dragons, it became a dragon, and then became a demon. We have a 3 mana, 5 loyalty demon, Sarkhan Stitched Hunger. +1, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Exile the top card of target player's library. Sure, why not? Whoops, we're not done, we're not done. I wasn't prepared for the show to go this long. Okay, -2. Sarkhan deals 8 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Oh god! That is insane! That's too much damage. Yeah, it's basically 3 mana, like, hoof you for 8. Burn players are going crazy for this card. Okay, -10. Sarkhan deals 14 damage to target creature. Again? Why would we even do that? Oh, the first ability only deals 8 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. We actually can't hit creatures with it, but this one can hit creatures. The dead makes such a subtle deeper with an ancient purpose. Such a subtle deeper. Imodane the Pyrohammer would love this. Modern Horizons 8, baby. 8, yeah, to commemorate Modern Horizons 8, it is a card that deals 8 straight to the face. To the face, says Kano. Kill Emrakul? No! It will not kill Emrakul. Well, some Emrakuls, I guess it will kill. Not the big Mama Emrakul, though. Big Mama will still dodge this. Yeah, votes for Deeply! The dead makes such a subtle deeper and with an ancient purpose. You gotta go deeper with Deeply, that's for sure. Seems like a big threat that needs to be addressed. Is very thematic with red, though. You can, like, smack someone twice with this thing. On an empty board, this is terrifying. Yeah, deal 8 again. I mean, maybe for you commander players, you don't care about this card, but to us 60-card players, this card's insane. Absolutely insane. Ban it before it even is legal. Okay, we got Sentinel of the Convergence. It is a 4-mana 3/3 vampire with Companion. Your starting deck contains each creature your opponents control. That is very hard to fulfill. In fact, maybe impossible. My starting deck contains each creature your opponents control. Yeah, impossible. Sentinel can't attack or block unless it has 2 or more +1/+1 counters on it. And also, pay to remove a +1/+1 counter from Sentinel, add double colorless. But we're not even going to get this thing in play. Men. That's it. The other side is men. Can I play either side? I don't even know how this card works. This is the most confusing card of today. So yeah, it's obviously the boys. Just playing some Magic with the boys and a werewolf. Opponents don't control any creatures when you're building the deck. Oh, that might be true. So your starting deck, hold on, getting back. Your starting deck contains each creature your opponents control. Oh, that could actually be true. So we actually get to play this card. I'm going to reveal my Sentinel of Convergence. You guys control nothing. So, yeah, my starting deck contains each creature of your nothing. This is the plot of Twilight. I start as a vampire. The men look like just a bunch of lawyers. Suddenly, I sucked the blood from somebody's neck, and then they sued me. You believe it? Yeah, they sued me for, They sued me for damages. They just brought a bunch of men after me. Sounds like a Divide by Zero error. I suppose so. Add 2 mana for 2 mana. Oh yeah, that's 2. Oh, no, but I also get a +1/+1 counter. Okay, I don't even know if this card's legal. Sentinel can't attack or block unless it has 2 +, and you have to remove. It needs counters. I don't even know how you get to the men's side. You just play the other side whenever you want? Or is this like a day-night card? I don't know. Okay, we got the Angelic Golem. Angelic Golem is 2 mana for a 2/2. It's an artifact creature with no creature type. It's got Convoke, so you can get this in play for 2 mana. It's got Flying. That's interesting. This is like for like a blue aggro deck. This would be a really good limited card. So you have a mana to spare and a creature in play. Get your Angelic Golem in play. Maybe you have 2 creatures in play. Tap both your blue creatures to get your Angelic Golem. Free creature in Merfolk? Well, it doesn't have the Merfolk type. I probably wouldn't play this in Merfolk. It's doable. Votes for Flying. That's for sure. The Angelic Golem voted for Flying today. I read it wrong. I thought it was a 7/7 for 2 mana. No! Oh, God. Free flyers in draft. This is a signpost uncommon. What other blue tokens are there? I don't know. Not yeah, Affinity is calling. But you can't just put any colorless creatures in play. You have to tap like a Thought Monitor or something. Missing a creature type. But beyond that, I like it. All right. Is that 4 cards? I can't tell. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was our 4 cards. And that's it for the show. Thank you very much. You all made Coffee and MTG what it is today. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Friday, I might do it 1 hour earlier, though. I have a flight to NRG Series Minneapolis on Friday, so the show will happen randomly. I think it will be earlier on Friday at 2 o'clock. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So just be there. But other than this Friday on the 15th, what is it? The 15th? No, not the 15th. What is the Friday today? Where is my calendar? I don't even know where my Google calendar is. Oh, the 19th. Okay, just so be there a little bit earlier. Be prepared for an early show on Friday is all I'm saying. Okay, thanks to everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or super chat for other people to be part of the show, I really appreciate it. It keeps the channel going. And of course, we have to thank the whole crew here, the coffee crew that shows up every day, like Old Boy, Miyuki, Richard, Christopher, Toads, Old Boy, Steve Cooper, DM, David Sampson, Jess. Who else do we have? Do we name Richard? We have named Richard now. We got Pyro, and for Ginka, Teamer, Kano, Tom, Beanpot, Eve, Corante, Toilet Duck, Lyrical Star, Joshua, Roman, Andre. Who else do we have? Steve Cooper, AC, Noxar. We got Bella, Nanosaur, Dr. Nemo. Who else do we have? Lorezio, Crowcore Games. Did I get Toads? I might have got Toads. Surefire Selves. Peter Butchins, because you guys are the show. So as usual, my crew, you keep brewing up them coffees. We'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.